It's time for my Week 8 college football predictions. We've got a loaded slate ahead of us, so without further ado, let's just get into it. Starting with the third Saturday in October, Tennessee at Alabama. This game has been cinema the last couple of times we've seen it. The home team has won 4 straight here, so Alabama the obvious advantage at home, and the advantage with how their quarterback has been playing. Ty Simpson has been leading a very efficient and effective offense. Gives you a ton of faith and confidence against a Tennessee defense that has been very spotty. They surrendered a lot of points to a not very good Arkansas team, given that is a great Arkansas offense, but Alabama can absolutely take advantage. They've succeeded when healthy. They succeeded when their players are banged up, and it seems like week 1, a far distant memory. Tennessee can get out and run. They can score. Their receiving core obviously is incredible this season, but my trust goes with the Alabama Crimson Tide, especially at home, to get the win here. We've got the renewal of the Holy War as well. Utah at BYU. The Utes, 1 loss to Texas Tech. BYU still undefeated. They passed several road tests, and Bear Bachmeier has answered a lot of questions. Still, this is going to be his biggest test so far this season. This is a nasty Utah defensive front, and the battle in the trenches on both sides is really going to dictate this game, as is often the case, but it'll be super entertaining to watch as BYU has hung their hat on being a very complete team this year and helping Bear Bachmeier. But I don't know, we saw some cracks last week. A couple of picks versus Arizona, he looked rattled. I think Utah can rattle him even in his own building. I think the Utes get the win. I think Dampier just makes a few more plays on the other end of things, and Utah wins a close one. Ole Miss is undefeated atop the SEC standings, heads on the road to play Georgia. Bulldogs have a couple of things going in their direction. They got revenge on their minds. Ole Miss looked really sloppy last week versus Washington State. I trust they'll be a little bit more buttoned up for this game, but a lot of indicators pointing to the Bulldogs in this one. Ole Miss also hasn't played a road game since they went to Lexington in week 2, so just feels like a lot of things are in Georgia's direction, especially with how resilient the Bulldogs have been this year. They're also a flawed team, but I think there's a reason they're over a touchdown favorite. Give me Georgia. LSU heads on the road to play Vanderbilt. This feels like a case where a lot of people might pick LSU solely because of the sticker on the side of the helmet, but Vandy time and time again this year has shown they are a legit squad, and at home against an LSU team that has continued to struggle on offense, I think Vanderbilt's going to get it done. USC with another big opportunity at Notre Dame, but the Fighting Irish have just been cooking, especially on offense. I trust CJ Carr to pick apart a USC defense that's still learning things about themselves, but should be an entertaining game. I'm rocking with the Irish. Arizona State just doesn't feel like they have enough this year for a Texas Tech squad, especially with Sam Leavitt not quite at 100%. Some key pieces out in the O-line that Texas Tech is just going to feast up front. Oklahoma did some alarming things last week, and South Carolina, I think, is due for something to go their way at home. I think they get the win. Oklahoma, some tough schedule dynamics. Washington, I think, pulls off the upset at Michigan. Big Ten has been on crack recently. I trust their skill players and the way they've been playing. Georgia Tech has looked really rough on the road recently, and I like a Duke team that's been blowing teams out at home to pull off another upset. And then Boise State, I think they win as a 10.5-point favorite versus a UNLV team that just is too one-dimensional to win a game like this.